Comic Addicts, it's Joe with Black Box Silver and Bronze, and I have 10 comics for Alan the Comic Collector Geek's Friday Challenge, Black Females on Comic Covers. Let's go! Hey, Comic Addicts. This challenge that Alan threw down has been the toughest one for me so far, to show 10 comics with Black females on the cover. And I always like to do different comics than Alan showed for a variety. But this time I'm going to have to include some of the same characters that he picked because I can't reach 10 without it. But I've got different covers. So let's get started.
I would like now to present my most fantastic creature, a superior being, a vision of Africanic beauty, a black goddess come to Earth.
Number 10 is Storm, and she's a classic black female superhero who's on quite a few covers in the X-Men run. I was looking for one that was very dynamic with her, you know, using her powers, and I couldn't find any in my PC, but I thought this one was great. This is X Factor Volume 4, Number 1 from August of 2020, and this artist is Javier Rodriguez, and he did a Days of Future Past variants on several comics like Cable, Wolverine, X-Men, and I think there were 6 of them. In addition to this one, I have Colossus, a Sentinel cover, and one other Mystique, and they all have some great art on it. So that's Storm at number 10.
I would like now to present my most fantastic creature, a superior being, a vision of Africanic beauty, a black goddess come to Earth.
Number 9, I have Monica Rambeau, but not as Photon. I have her as Captain Marvel. And here she is in her second appearance on Avengers number 227 from January of 1983. And her first appearance was in the Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 16. And this is from 1982.
I would like now to present my most fantastic creature, a superior being, a vision of Africanic beauty, a black goddess come to Earth.
Number 8, Valerie. She's one of the Pussycats from Josie and the Pussycat. And this is her on the cover of Archie number 631 from March of 2012. You've seen this before on my channel. And this was part of a 4-part series that started in this issue, which was an imaginary story of her marrying Archie and having kids and having kids grow up, you know, being the Archie's band and the Josie and the Pussycats band.
I would like now to present my most fantastic creature, a superior being, a vision of Africanic beauty, a black goddess come to Earth.
Number 7 is my last repeat character, which is Nubia. She first appeared in Wonder Woman. And this is Nubia Coronation Special number 1 from May of 2022. And this is a David Mack watercolor cover, and it's signed by David Mack there. I picked this up on my trip after leaving Hawaii and driving across country. I was in starting out in California. I was visiting my sister, and I visited a comic store named Arsenal Comics in Ventura, California, which was really close to where she worked. And they had a signing. David Mack had come in there and done a signing, and they had this in the case. And it was only $10. I couldn't believe it. The raw price on this is $5.99, and I was able to get it with the signature, and I love David Mack's art. So that's Nubia Coronation Special number 1.
I would like now to present my most fantastic creature, a superior being, a vision of Africanic beauty, a black goddess come to Earth.
Number 6, we're into some new characters, and here is Black Mariah. So Black Mariah appeared in Luke Cage, Hero for Hire, number 5 in January of 1973. That's there. She was like a crime boss that was a recurring character battling Luke Cage. And she appeared in the Netflix show as well.
I would like now to present my most fantastic creature, a superior being, a vision of Africanic beauty, a black goddess come to Earth.
Number 5, Red Sitha. Here is the cover for Red Sitha number 2, and I just picked this up as a cover buy. I really like that. And this is by Dynamite, and this is from June of 2022. And Red Sitha was a orphan, I think, that Red Sonja adopted. And that's her there on the cover.
I would like now to present my most fantastic creature, a superior being, a vision of Africanic beauty, a black goddess come to Earth.
Number 4 is a character called Calypso. This is Daredevil number 310, and this is from November of 1992, and that's Calypso's first cover appearance right there. And she is going to be in the Sony Kraven the Hunter movie. She's from Haiti, and she's like a voodoo. She does voodoo. And that was her first cover appearance. Her first appearance was in this issue, which is Amazing Spider-Man number 209. You don't see her on the cover, but she's in there, and she's teaming up with Kraven to go against Spider-Man. This is Amazing Spider-Man 209 from October of 1980. And this is a comic book that I personally bought right off the spinner rack.
I would like now to present my most fantastic creature, a superior being, a vision of Africanic beauty, a black goddess come to Earth.
Number 3 is Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 106 from November of 1970. And this is a classic cover where Lois Lane goes into this machine that Superman has, and she is able to transform into a black woman for 24 hours so she can go out and do a report and experience things as a black woman would back in the 1970s.
I would like now to present my most fantastic creature, a superior being, a vision of Africanic beauty, a black goddess come to Earth.
Number 2 is Fast Willie Jackson, number 1, from October of 1976. And this was a comic that was created to have like an Archie type comic full of black people to fill a void in the comic industry. It was by Fitzgerald Publications. And as you can see, there are 3 black women dancing there on the cover. I don't know their names, but in here, there were a series of recurring characters who kind of filled the same roles that you had in the Archie universe. Fast Willie was like the Archie, and there was like a Moose and a Reggie, and there was like, a Pops. And the girl was Dee Dee Williams, and she's on the back cover. That's her there with the afro. And she was the girl interest of Fast Willie and the other characters in the story, Dee Dee Williams. And interesting thing I found out was that in Savage Dragon number 70, I found this out on Comic Find, in Savage Dragon number 170, I should say, that Fast Willie is in here. And in it, he marries Dee Dee Williams, and they have 8 children: Jackie, Janet, Jermaine, LaToya, Marlon, Michael, Randy, and Tito, and they're living in Detroit, Michigan. So I'm going to try to find that comic. I don't have that, but I really want to see that.
Oh, but that's only our beginning. The best has yet to come.
Number 1, Friday Foster by Dell Comics from October of 1972. That's Friday Foster right there. She's an investigative reporter who gets involved in following, crime bosses and different gangster situations, and goes on these different adventures. So this comic is actually based on the first syndicated newspaper strip, Friday Foster, which starred a black woman. And then in 1975, they turned this into a movie, and it starred an actress named Pam Grier. And it had a lot of big names in the movie as well. I know Eartha Kitt was in it, and Scatman Crothers. Um, but she was a very popular actress, Pam Grier, in that time period, and she was mainly known for um, like the blaxploitation films and the women in prison films. She was Foxy Brown, which is one of the famous ones, and Quentin Tarantino said that he considered her to be cinema's first female action star. So that's Friday Foster. Comic Addicts, that's my 10. It was tough. It was a challenge, but it's always fun to dig through the collection and share these covers with you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.